Hello everyone, my name is Mayoi, and we're back. Pokemon Y Shiny Hunting episode 289, Lapras. If you didn't watch the last episode, why didn't you? And this topic is a life tip, so I'm just gonna say it. So pretty much be strict, and it's just as simple as that. You gotta make sure to be strict, especially if you have kids or ones you're watching over. You want to make sure they don't do something. Uh, then make sure to just keep on them about it. Just like, no, you shouldn't be doing that and stuff like that. Even though you may in the beginning, if they're young, or just give off the impression that you're just a dick or something. When you're not, you're just trying to teach them to not do these certain things, and eventually they'll learn to understand when they're older why you were so strict and to that mean back then. But it's always good to be strict, because if you're always joking and all that, then no one's really gonna take you seriously. They're just gonna treat you like a joke. So yeah, so it's probably better just to be just more strict than joking around. Mostly strict, I mean. But of course, joking. Well, there's a whole other thing about like joking around. Just uh, don't take doing certain things as joking, like playing pranks on people, and that's not really joking. That's just being a dick. So when I said like a little bit joking around, not only being strict, I mean like having fun in a good way. So it's like good because you don't want to be all serious. That's what I meant. You don't want to be all serious. You want to have a decent amount of fun, but mostly serious and strict about work and all that, and teaching just normal good stuff. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that life tip. I just want to make sure you didn't already know I am pretty strict when it comes to all the stuff that I want others to learn to be, a pure person. So yeah. But anyway, I know that was a short life tip, but it's whatever. But anyway, let's see. We're talking about the main stuff like the sprites in Pokemon Soul Silver. Um, huh. Well, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, well I guess I might as well say this. So, once again, I guess could have done this the whole time. It seems like you could have, but Pokemon Soul Silver, you don't have to be on the exact location of the Indigo Plateau or the Victory Road, the points where you can fly. You can literally like be on that route that I think at least Route 47. That's what it is. That it's like going up and pretty close to the Victory Road. You can be there and still fly to the left or right to the Johto or Kanto. So I didn't even know that because I was just down there training, and I was like, oh, can I fly? Because I was just wanting to fly up to get to both sides, but apparently you can fly there, so that's great. So anyway, um, so yeah, I just want to get that out of the way because I know so many people were like, oh, we already know this, or if you didn't know, then great, I taught you something new. And with the thing with the whole finding Chansey and catching it for the lucky egg, I'm pretty sure I looked it up and I even have it on the tab, but I'm not gonna look at it right now. Um, but I'm pretty sure it's either route 13, 14, or 15, or it's 14, 15, or 16. Those are the routes that have a 1% chance to have Chansey. And I don't think Chansey always will hold the lucky egg, so that's gonna be tough. I will hunt for that lucky egg, but it's gonna be tough, like for real. I don't know how close those routes are, because I am like from Saffron City. The only routes that are like you can go to, like up, left, or right, uh, those are not really super close to Route 14, 15, or 16. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's like when you further get into Kanto, like when you start unlocking more stuff. Because the main things right now you gotta focus on once you get to Kanto is pretty much restoring the power to the power plant and and that's pretty much going to let you get that EXPN card for your Pokegear so you can be able to get the Snorlax out of the way, because that's like a big annoying path being blocked. And yeah. And spoiler alert for a future hunt I will do actually after I get this shiny Lapras. I was thinking about doing it in Pokemon Soul Silver, but I realized that you can only encounter this static encounter Snorlax once, the one that's blocking the path when you first get into Vermilion City. So that one you can only encounter once, and since I'm still continuing the story there, I'm not going to be shiny hunting that Snorlax, but the one in Pokemon Y that you go through the story, that one comes back, and I had a plan to hunt that for a while, before I got all these other Pokemon games. But yeah, it still seems I'm going to hunt it in this game as well. So I'm pretty sure it's still 1 in 8,192 odds, so that's great. That's what I mainly want. And yeah, so just a little spoiler alert, because that's the one I'll hunt after I get this Lapras as a shiny. So yeah. But let me think what else. I think that's it for like talking about that little stuff. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. I was gonna say, oh well, I guess I might as well say it. So I know I think like the episode 288 yesterday, I was like saying, I was in that episode, I was supposed to talk about my Yu-Gi-Oh duels, but I like was talking about so much other stuff that it was just completely brushed out. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to come off as a liar, but I meant to talk about it. It's just when I talked about whatever I talked about in 288, I forget. I just talked about a whole bunch of other stuff, and yeah, sorry. I don't, like I said, I don't lie. I had the intention to talk about that, but it just like got filled up the episode. So sorry about that if you were just mad at me. Hopefully I can talk about that today. If not, then maybe another day, because like I said, that duel was insane. I'm going to talk about it eventually, because I'm going to remember that one. It's not just because I won, but the fact that it was, that I hope the duels I usually like are the ones that are really long, and that allows me to like set up my combos and everything, and it gets crazy. It gets pretty crazy. And yeah. But anyway, I want to talk about my sprites. So I'm so super close to completing Lou's sprites. I'm really super close. I am pretty confident that I'll be able to finish his sprites today, and I can finally move on to mysteries. Not like I don't like working on Lou's sprites, it's just his specific sprites that I'm working on are like really detailed, and it's like, I'm not like annoyed with it, it's just, you know, it's tedious. If you don't know what that word means, it's like very specific, and you gotta get all these little things. And if you mess up once, like in the beginning I messed up a few just because the direction of the parts that I have on him, but yeah, it's just a whole thing. But it'll look great. It looks great. I've seen when I zoomed out to go like to the next line of sprites for him, it was like, I was so impressed. It looks so good. It looks so good. Y'all will know what I'm talking about when you see it, but it's something else. It's like one of the best sprites, and even my own personal sprites with those different versions that I'm working on with Lou as well. They look amazing as well. Oh man, I'm so proud of myself whenever I can finally do that. And originally, I was actually thinking of not having any of the just normal NPCs you would see in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I was just thinking just to take them all out and just only have my characters and then the main other characters, but I've decided no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add in the other characters too, just because if I don't, it's going to feel really empty. I mean, the story that I'm going to do is pretty interesting, but having those other characters that are already originally in the game too, I think it would be cool to include their timelines, and hey, maybe even me take on the gyms and the Elite Four and all that. I think that would be pretty cool. Now I have like a whole little after I beat like a gym or something and get the gym badge, I have like a whole inventory thing and be like saying, hey, I got the badge, or something like that. I don't know. There's a whole much stuff that I want to do with that, so be excited for that. But anyway, aside from that, doing pretty good with the whole sprite thing. I'm just really happy. I know I said this before. I'm really happy I got back into that because I only gave it up before because it was so time consuming, and there was nothing really to get out of it. Like, I mean, I guess it was sort of fun for me, but it's just there was nothing really to do for that. It was just the way I was doing it. Just like how back then when I got a new friend Safari, I only focused on doing that, keep going until I got that shiny. When I just now the way I'm doing it is just way smarter because it's not eating up my time, and I don't feel like it's just a huge waste of time. So I'm glad I'm being organized with that because otherwise I feel like if I had a huge amount of time just to that and I don't get that much done, it's just a huge waste. And it's good to just take a break because with me I got to make sure to sit up on just to, like, work on my sprites on my computer. And then when I take an hour break off that, and for now I'm doing the shiny hunting and the friend safaris, and then I would lay down most of the time. Yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's just me just because of my back problems and all that, but it's just how it is. And I think it's just good because it does tend to working on those sprites, not only creating but just making the whole scenes, like for the episodes. It does get your head kind of, well, not your head, mainly just your eyes. It kind of feels like they're burning, just like stinging. But for me, I haven't felt that in a long time. Even when I started back again, maybe I'm just used to it. I don't know. And the funny thing is, I don't wear glasses, and my eyesight's still pretty good. The only thing is that my eyesight has been dimmed down. It's not what it originally used to be, like years ago. That makes me sound really old, but yeah, whenever I mainly, like, specifically when I look at like my fingers and all that, like the tips above them, it shows like an after image. It shows, like, if you know what I mean, if you've seen that in like Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, it's like a light copy of them. It looks like a ghost copy or something. Oh, then again, no, they look like physical forms, but then, well, anyway. Okay, this is a better example. You know how people say they see like doubles or something like that? It's kind of like that, except for I can see fine. It's just that when I look close at like my teeth, when I have my like my mouth open, you can see like kind of it's like 25% looking ghost copies, like from my bottom teeth, let's say. It shows like 25% of it above the tooth, but it's not like physically there. It's just a vision thing for me. If you know what I mean, if you have the same eyesight problem. I think it's only because I use electronics so much, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty much most of the time able to eat a carrot once a day, and that helps out with eyesight. So does tuna fish, but you know how I feel about that. I mean, I don't mind, but I wouldn't personally buy something that, someone would most likely have to kill an animal for, kill another living being. I just don't like that, so I just stick with carrots, because, you can grow carrots. And they're pretty good as well, but, yeah. So anyway. Alright, so I most likely won't be able to talk much about Pokemon Soul Silver for now, because the episode is almost finished, and this will be the last one we'll check for the episode. But yeah, most likely talk more next episode. Well, next episode's an anime, so I don't know. I don't know if you hear it the next episode. Most likely the one after that, 291. So yeah. But anyway, let's see if you're shiny. Nope, no Graperus. Alright. That's the name I'm gonna go for most likely. But anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, you'd be so kind to support me by donating to my Patreon. As long as you're not putting yourself in a bad spot by doing so, of course, then feel free to. The link is in the description down below. And I'll be seeing y'all later. I've been your host, Alms the Mayoi, and goodbye.